All right, let's talk about something we all deal with, frustrating people. But more importantly, we're going to build an emotional toolkit so that they never, ever have power over your day again. Let's jump right in.
I mean, come on, really think about it. Has one single interaction, one little offhand comment, or even just a sarcastic look ever just completely derailed your mood for like hours? Of course it has. It happens to all of us.
And you know that feeling, right? You start spiraling, just replaying the moment in your head over and over again. You can't focus, you feel yourself getting tense, irritated, completely stuck. And the worst part, the person who set you off has totally moved on, but you're still carrying that weight around. It's like your day has been emotionally hijacked.
But what if you had a set of tools you could just pull out in those moments? You know, tools to stay calm, centered, and in control, no matter what anyone else says or does. Well, that's exactly what we're going to build together right now.
Okay, first up, we have to master our own internal world. This isn't about trying to control other people, it's about taking complete and total control of our own response.
This right here, this is a huge deal. Most of us just become the anger. We let it grab the steering wheel. The key, the big shift, is to simply observe it. You have to realize that you are not the storm. You're the one watching the storm pass. And that little bit of space you create, that's where all your power is.
This is such a great way to think about it. Anger is not a command to attack. It's just data. It's a signal from your brain that's basically saying, hey, something feels off here. That's all it is. It's a notification on your phone, not an order you have to follow.
So how do you actually do that? How do you observe it? You use this incredibly simple trick. You just act like a scientist. Instead of thinking, I'm so angry, you just say, okay, I feel a pressure in my chest. That's frustration. The second you name the physical thing you're feeling, you create distance. You've just tamed it.
This quote is everything. That rude comment, that's the stimulus. Your angry outburst, that's the response. All these techniques we're talking about, they're designed to create and widen that little space, so you have the freedom to choose how you want to respond.
So, the most important part of this whole section is this. You have to take full responsibility. Every single time you say, they made me angry, you are literally handing them the remote control to your own mood. The truth is, nobody can make you feel anything. That part is and always will be on you.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's move to our second set of tools. These are for when you're right there in the heat of the moment and that emotional hijack is starting. This is how you act with a purpose instead of just reacting on instinct.
And it all starts with this, just one conscious, controlled breath. When you feel that tension rise, your logical brain, your prefrontal cortex, kind of goes offline. One deep breath is often all it takes to bring your rational mind back into the room.
And here is the most effective way to do it. It's the 4-6 reset. You breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for just a second, and then a long, slow exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. That longer exhale literally tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe, we're in control. It's like a physiological reset button.
I love this because it flips the whole thing on its head. When you're stressed out, your breath gets all shallow and fast, right? You're letting your emotions dictate how your body feels. By taking control of your breath, you flip the script. You tell your emotions how to feel, not the other way around.
So once you've taken that breath, now what? You need a purposeful action. See, most people walk into a tough conversation with no plan, so they just default to their ego. They start defending, arguing, trying to win. Having a clear purpose changes the entire game.
And look at what a real purpose looks like. It's not, I want to prove them wrong. It's a bigger goal. If your purpose is to keep a relationship strong, you're not going to get sucked into some petty argument. If your purpose is to find clarity, you're going to ask questions instead of throwing out accusations. This turns a messy reaction into a smart strategy.
All right, for our third and final set of tools, we're going to zoom way out. This is all about changing the very lens through which you see these frustrating interactions in the first place.
You know where so much of our anger comes from? It's super simple. Expectations. We all have this secret script in our heads for how other people should act. You know, how they should be thoughtful or kind or just reasonable. But guess what? People aren't going to follow your script. They're going to follow their own. Dropping that script, that's freedom.
And a huge part of that script is this need to be right, this black and white thinking. It turns every little disagreement into a battle to be won. But when you can let that go, when you can start to embrace the gray area, you realize that connection and peace are way more valuable than your ego. And that's where real strength is.
Now this This is a game changer. This is how you can reframe everything. The idea is that every frustrating person is actually your teacher. So instead of going to that old story, "Ugh, they're such a jerk," you ask a new question. That rude person? They aren't just rude, they're a pop quiz for your patience. That selfish person? They're an opportunity for you to practice setting your own boundaries.
And that's the ultimate payoff, right? This one simple shift in perspective pulls you out of that pointless cycle of blame and puts you right on the path of personal growth. You stop being a victim of other people's behavior and you start becoming a student of life.
So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Anger is a fire, yes? But other people can't fuel it. Only you can. Without your reaction, without your story, without your indignation, that fire dies out instantly.
So there you have it. That's your complete toolkit. First, master your inner state by observing your emotions. Second, act, don't just react, by using your breath and setting a clear purpose. And finally, reframe your entire worldview by dropping the script and seeing everyone as a potential teacher.
So I'm going to leave you with this one last question. From this moment on, who holds the remote control to your mood? After this, the answer should be crystal clear. Only you. Thanks for joining me.